I don't feel inspired. I don't feel like my ideas are a value of sharing at times, and I'm definitely in one of those ruts right now. For instance, I think this is my 10th time trying to record anything right here, right now. I don't have much of a script written down. I don't have a true path of where this video is going to go. All I know is I don't want the lack of inspiration to lead me to stop creating overall. I think that's a drastic step back in the progress I want to make, and I think that's something we also need to be aware of. I've heard a lot of the ideas that if you're not inspired, it's okay to just kind of wait it out and see what happens. But I feel that's a disservice to the road you've paved for yourself at times. I also have a comedian that I listen to once in a while, and he does a lot of cool crowd work, but he said this quote, and I forget the context of which it was said in, but he said, "Inspiration is for amateurs, the rest of us get to work." Through my creating, I've also worked at becoming a better speaker, becoming a better communicator of my thoughts, and trying my best to be a better storyteller. So if I were to just sit on the sidelines during this week and not post anything, I feel I'm doing a disservice to what I've been building here. And I hope maybe this is an inspiration to you in the sense of you shouldn't have to wait for that light bulb to flick on. You shouldn't have to wait for that idea, that aha moment to make something. This is my outlet right now. This is my creative hobby, this YouTube channel. And honestly, it's just me sitting here talking with you guys. And I'm super, super grateful that I get to do that. And it's something I look forward to. And I would be remiss if I don't take that opportunity, or I don't jump at a time to talk with you guys just because I don't feel like I have an idea worthwhile. But before I keep going, hi, I'm Guhmmie. It's really nice to have you here today. If you're new to the channel, I want to say thank you for being here. Welcome. And also, welcome back to those that are returning. It means the world to me. I created this channel just as a way to express my thoughts, my opinions, my life experiences, while also tying it to my love, my hobby of video games. We'd be more than happy to have you here. So if this is something that you enjoy, if these videos are something you just put on the background while you do your chores, consider liking and subscribing. Anything helps, really. And I want to ask, what do you do when you feel like you're in a funk, either creatively or just professionally? What's something you do to get you out of that funk? I also have this community Discord called Guhmmie's Garage. I got a link in the description. It's just been a great place to hang out and talk about our life struggles, but also our things that make us happy with like-minded people. So the door is always open for you. We'd love to have you there. All right, now back to business. I've done a lot of creative endeavors before, and I think it started when I was really young. I loved Legos, and I think I've mentioned this a couple times in past videos, but I used to do Lego stop motion videos when I was just like 10, 11 years old. I took my mom's digital camera, would make these stop motion videos. I think I followed, I don't know if he's still on YouTube anymore, but I think it was Forest Fire 101. I watched his videos all the time when I was little. Definitely a little inappropriate for the age I was in, but I would watch those videos and I'd get so inspired to do my own thing, and I did. They were so bad. I had no audio voice, but it was something that I really took a passion for. My parents were always kind of laughing at me and giving me grief because I'd be in the kitchen with my Lego set and taking these pictures, but I felt so happy creating until I didn't. It got to a point where I didn't have any ideas. It got to a point where I felt like anything I would make wasn't worthwhile, and so I would just stop. So I think an act of this video today is me creating in that lull. It's me creating even though I maybe don't feel like it's the perfect time. Most of the things that positively affected my life were times where I just took that leap and I didn't wait for that perfect timing. I didn't wait for inspiration. And I'd be really ashamed if I let this empty well of inspiration also dry up my desire to create a YouTube video or to create this community. And I think a part of the detriment that holds me back at times is comparison. It's hard not to compare yourself to other creators or to the other content that you watch. I used to make music back in the day, and as much as I loved it, I'd always get compared to other artists that I like. And while it was a compliment, it also made me compare myself to them and really feel awful about what I was creating or about what I wanted to do about my vision for the future. And I, once again, let that comparison, let those negative emotions win. I felt that if I couldn't be inspired all the time, then why keep trying? Why keep going? And it goes back to that Jimmy Carr quote, inspiration is for amateurs, the rest of us get to work. I think we do wait a lot for inspiration. I think the internet culture today really romanticizes inspiration because that inspiration can lead to this grand, big, mass production video that looks great. And it's attention seeking, it's attention grabbing, it's wowing. And I feel that a lot of YouTube videos now try to be a mass production, try to be algorithm friendly. I can't say I've never tried to hit the algorithm by any means, but I think that's really exhausting. I think that's where my frustration lies. So when I get frustrated about the algorithm and how maybe it's not working for me, I also need to think about the people that are here for the content I do like making, for the content that maybe isn't algorithm friendly. And then I think about the content just for my sake. That's where I think I need to align myself more. I don't ever want this channel to feel like a job. I don't want this channel to feel like I owe something to it. Like this is something I made for me, and I don't need to put a self-imposed cloud or shadow above my head just because, hey, I might not be feeling the creative juices today. It kind of reminded me of, my backlog obsession from a year or so ago, really. I was in love with the idea of clearing my backlog almost to a point where it almost became somewhat of a religion. Like, I have to beat this game, the credits must roll, and I must get through it in order to feel any satisfaction. And now I've flipped that almost to my hobby of creation. If I don't feel inspired, I can't make anything. If I don't feel the biggest pull or biggest force of creativity, then why even bother? And that's a shame, really. Because if this video gets 1 view, if this video gets 1,000 views, my impact doesn't come from who watches it. I mean, don't get me wrong, I hope it helps someone. But this channel is, in a way, for me to just vent, for me to just communicate and become better at those things. So when I think about my why, I can't think about what's gonna happen after I post it. I gotta think about why I'm posting it and why I'm creating in the first place. And inspiration, like motivation, is kind of a finite resource. To solely rely on that feeling, that creative spark, is not sustainable. And neither is motivation, really. I think both of those things are such a blessing when you have both hand in hand ready to attack the task at hand. If they're empty, it could leave you really frustrated. And in a lot of my creative endeavors, I've been left frustrated. And that frustration has led me to stop pursuing those creative outlets. I'm done letting that block me. I don't know where the future of this channel goes, but I do know I want to be in that future. I want to see where it goes. I'm not going to let that uncertainty stop me from creating. I'm not going to let the lack of inspiration stop me from creating, because that's where a lot of people, I feel, lose their way. They lose that inspiration. They look outwards for inspiration or ideas, and when they look outward, we start comparing ourselves to each other, and then inwardly we feel worthless. We feel like we can't make anything of value. And I want to be the voice that says enough's enough. I know I'm talking to myself here, but I hope in a way I'm talking to you. If you're a content creator, if you're just someone who has a hobby and you're lacking that drive, that motivation, that inspiration, I hope you take this as your sign to just kind of keep chipping away. It may not feel like the best swing, but it may not feel like the best attempt or effort, but you're still doing it. And that should be fulfilling in of itself. And if you're doing something where you don't feel fulfillment in the act of doing it, maybe it's time to find another outlet, time to find another hobby. I've done that. Like I've been through that process, and to an extent, I want to put my foot down and just say, hey, this is something I enjoy doing for the sake of doing it. The results, yeah, they might be a cherry on top, but they don't dissuade me from or persuade me from doing it at all. I didn't really have a direction with this video, and I didn't really have a set plan, but I'm glad I've said what I've said. It feels refreshing to create. It feels refreshing to talk. It feels refreshing to just leave it out there. And I know that some people will resonate with it, some people will not. This video didn't have a true direction, but here I am just sitting down and thinking out loud, and I feel like I've accomplished what my original why was: to communicate, to verbalize what I've been going through. I feel that checks the boxes. Whatever happens after I press upload on this video, I'm grateful for, but that's not going to dictate how I felt about the act of creating. So this is my encouragement for you. Whatever you're doing, do it because you like doing it. Do it because you're not waiting on that moment. The act of doing it itself should be enough. That inspiration, when it hits, run with it. Use every last drop of it. But when it's gone, don't stop. Don't let that empty well leave you empty. Just keep chipping away. Good things are gonna happen. Because no matter the result, no matter what people may think, you're doing something you enjoy. You're getting fulfillment out of the act of doing what you're doing. And that's all you really need. That's the only payoff you should be looking for. And I bet you're gonna feel great, no matter how small of a dent you made or how big of an impact you made. You did it. The inspiration didn't do it. You did that. So I hope you keep going. I hope you keep chipping away. If you're still here at the end of this video, I just want to say thanks. You're a real one. I really had no direction or script lined up. I just didn't want my lack of inspiration to stop me from creating. I've been priding myself on trying to do a video a week, and I want to keep doing that. So thank you. It really does mean a lot that you're here. And I guess that sparks the question, what's one thing you're still trying to keep even though there may be a lack of inspiration? Or what's one thing you're still trying to stay consistent with even though it's hard right now? I'd love to read about it in the comments below, and I'm sure your opinion, your voice is going to impact someone else who reads it. So if you're comfortable, please leave that comment. And if this message left you with something to chew on a little bit, consider liking the video and subscribing. And once again, there's a community Discord I made called Gummie's Garage. Great place to hang out and chit chat. The door is always open for you. I hope you've had a good week so far. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next one.